everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. I can't believe it, but here we are in December filming the last TBR of 2022. And in case any of you have noticed, which I doubt you have, but I did in retrospect, I was planning my seasonal TBRs in 2022. So I did winter, spring, and summer, and somehow autumn got away from me, and I didn't actually film a specific autumn TBR. And it kind of felt a little incomplete to me, but what I think I'm going to do is just delay that, and next autumn in 2023 I will do an autumn-based TBR just to kind of feel like I completed that little set. But it was a funny little blip in my mind in the autumn of this year. I was so busy that I just kind of lost track of the project that I was trying to complete. So I will complete that in 2023, and of course I'll talk more about all the projects coming up later on the book channel. In a future video, I'll kind of like end of the year wrap up future plans type video, which is always very exciting to film. So what am I going to be reading in December? Well, this time of year, December reading for me is, I kind of consider it the cherry on top. So I kind of allow myself to read in genres. It's not that I don't allow myself to read in these genres at other times of year, but I find that romance, for instance, is something that I don't read a lot of and that I don't really enjoy reading most of the time. But at Christmas time, because I'm looking for cozy and I'm looking for good warm vibes and like atmospheric reads, so I want a lot of descriptions of cozy fireplaces and trees and nature and warm drinks and just that cozy vibe, then I definitely read more romance at this time of year. It just seems to fit into what I'm going for. So if you watch a lot of those kind of Christmassy cozy movies, then I feel like these books are very similar to that, a lot of them. So what I'm going to be reading, I'm going to try to listen to 2 audiobooks this month. The first one is The Little Bookshop on the Seine by Rebecca Raisin. This is your typical country mouse, city mouse scenario where you have your small town girl who, I think she's in Connecticut, running a little bookshop. She has a very cozy, insular life where she doesn't challenge herself very much. She does have this kind of ravishing journalist boyfriend who's traveling all over the world, and her friend in Paris, who also runs a bookshop, has just had a bad breakup and asks if they can switch places. So it's also very similar to The Holiday, which is a film with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz that I really love, and so it's got that similar vibe, and of course it's set mostly in Paris, which I love reading books about Paris, so that is one of my first audiobooks. My second audiobook is A Christmas Revelation by Anne Perry. I listened to one of her Christmas books last year, and they're set in Victorian times, and they're little mysteries, and I really enjoy them. I think they're very entertaining and again give you some cozy vibes, but maybe more from a Victorian perspective. This one is set, it's a young orphan boy who witnesses a kidnapping, and so it's him working to resolve this kidnapping that he witnessed. The next kind of cozy mystery, or sorry, it's not a mystery, it's also a romance, I believe, is The Christmas Sisters by Sarah Morgan. This one is set in Scotland, and so again, you're looking for that kind of, exciting setting. This one has 3 sisters returning home, and all of them are kind of in different stages of life and grappling with different issues, and they're kind of trying to work that out with their mother, I think, as the kind of guiding light of the story. So again, love something set in Scotland, so I thought I would try that one out. These books are rarely books that I fall in love with and think are like the best thing I've ever read. They're more about evoking a feeling and a sensation to me. And some of them end up being ones that I super enjoy. Some of them I'm just kind of nonchalant about, but I still enjoy kind of using this month of the year to explore these types of titles. So another book I decided to read was A Girl with No Shadow, also known, I believe, as The Lollipop Sisters The Lollipop Shoes by Joanne Harris. And Joanne Harris wrote Chocolat. So I've read Chocolat and seen the movie. And there are, I believe, 4 books set in this world. And so A Girl with No Shadow follows the main character, the mother of Chocolat, who goes to her next destination, which is Paris, sets up a chocolate shop in Montmartre, and she now has 2 daughters, and you kind of follow her trying to raise her daughters and run this shop. And there's like kind of that magical undertone that Chocolat has in it. So I'm excited to continue on in that series. And yeah, I think it's a fun, lighthearted, but also it has some interesting historical aspects to it, and it keeps you intrigued with some different scenarios that happen behind the scenes type stuff. And I'm very, very excited to read A Ghost in the Throat by Doireann Ghriofa. And I have heard so many people rave about this book. I actually watched a virtual discussion between Emma Donoghue and Doireann Ghriofa at least 2 years ago now. It may have been almost 3 years ago. And I've been wanting to read A Ghost in the Throat since then, and just hadn't had the right moment. And I was like, this is it. I want to read this so badly. So I'm very, very excited. This is it is nonfiction, but it is a dissection of a poem that is very famous in Ireland. So it's a lament poem, I believe. I think Brian from Bookshop has read this and said it was really good. There's been lots of people talking about it, multiple places all over BookTube, but I'm just, when I heard her read from it, she read from it in this presentation in Irish, and it was just mesmerizing to me. I just was immediately wrapped up in it. I don't know why I've taken so long to get to reading it. I don't know. I guess it just didn't feel like it was the right moment till now. So I'm very, very excited to read this one. And otherwise, for my reading, I'm going to be trying to finish up the short diary. This is Virginia Woolf's short diary, and this is a book I've been reading for 2 years. I've been slow reading it, and I feel like I'm coming to the end of like wanting to have it sitting on the shelf with me. I'm feeling like I need to resolve it. I've just broken through 300 pages, and I think it's almost 500 maybe. So I'm getting much closer to the end, and I think I'm just going to read it more regularly throughout December and try to get it wrapped up so that I can move on to some other Bloomsbury reads in 2023. And then I'm going to finish up some of my river reads that I talked about in my November TBR. And if I get through all those and need more books, then you will hear about them in my wrap up at the end of December, early January. And I want to wish you all a really happy last reading month of December. That last reading month of 2022. I can't really, again, believe that here we are, but every year that just kind of sneaks up on me. And I will be back again soon with another video. Thank you so much for watching.